Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's morning skincare routine is gonna be the most minimalist routine that you will ever see me do. This is what it is. Usually, if you don't know, I do like a 3-step routine post shower. So I'm not including my face wash. Of course, I wash my face every single morning. So if you're including that, I do a 4-step morning skincare routine every single morning. So it's face wash, serum, moisturizer, and sunscreen. And it's been this way for I think about, I want to say 2ish years now, and I will probably keep it the same way. But recently I've had very early mornings. My lifestyle has changed quite a bit, and I've already done like a get ready with me life update kind of video a month or two before you're gonna see this video, which I'm also gonna, by the way, film today itself. So yeah, in that video you will kind of get to know more, if you've watched it already, as to why I'm having super early mornings these days. And I still feel like I can do my 4-step routine. It's not like I can't, but I have these products that I want to use, and I thought, you know what, maybe it's a good time to sleep in a little bit, especially since I'm in this transition phase, and cut down on my morning skincare routine a little bit. So today we basically are gonna do a 2-step routine. I already washed my face in the shower, and we're gonna directly jump into moisturizer. These are actually active ingredient based moisturizers, and I don't want this video to sound sponsored at all, because it's definitely not. But I have these two Nykaa Skinrx moisturizers that I will be using for my morning skincare routine today. They have active ingredients in them, which is why I feel like I can skip serum, even though I would not like to, but I can skip serum if I want to. But the main reason why I am skipping serum with this is because the texture of this is such that if I put a serum or a toner or an essence or anything underneath before I put these on, they kind of don't go on as well on my skin. So I feel like these are actually made the way made in a way where, you know, if you're someone who's super duper minimalist with your skincare routine, you still want active ingredient benefits, or maybe you're getting into active ingredients and you might not want to buy a separate serum, so you just think, okay, let me buy an active ingredient based moisturizer and have one step. I think that's the consumer this product is made for. If you're someone who loves like your multiple steps routine, I don't think these will actually play well with the rest of the products in your routine, and you might actually find you don't like these products as much because they will not go on as well if you have a lot of skincare underneath. So you apply this directly to dry skin, and by the way, this variant is their Nykaa Skinrx Day Moisturizer, which is phenomenal to dry skin, and it's also got an SPF 15, but of course, like, SPF 15 is basically nothing, so we will be putting on SPF later. I have these two, and they're both very very similar. I want to quickly show you what they look like as well. It's a creamy moisturizer. It's not like you've never seen a creamy moisturizer. I'm sure you have. So that's what the texture is like. They're pretty much the same. It's just that both have different active ingredients in them. And today I'm going to be using the Niacinamide one. I also want to let you know that today is not a great day for me to show you my skin, because I am breaking out like crazy. I didn't know why I was breaking out until this morning when I got my period, and I'm like, okay, this is why I was breaking out. I thought maybe it's these products, or maybe it's some other product, or, you know, just my skin is acting up, or God knows what. And then I was also PMSing a little yesterday. So, and then today morning I woke up and I got my period. I'm like, wow, this is the answer to all the questions that I have from life. So yeah, I also want to actually quickly mention one more thing as I'm applying this moisturizer on my face. I have done shots showing you the texture on these, and a lot of people have asked me in the comment section of those shots that, oh my god, you're using so much moisturizer, you're not supposed to use this much moisturizer, etc, etc, etc. You guys, this is the only thing I'm going to put on before sunscreen, and if I use like a tiny dot of moisturizer all over my face, my skin is going to dry up. Like, I'm not even joking. I'm not applying anything underneath. So usually in my morning skincare routine, even my nighttime skincare routine, I feel like Maybe not as much, but especially in my morning skincare routine, whatever the first step of my routine is, whether it be serum or moisturizer or whatever, I tend to be a little bit more generous. And also, I don't know if you guys can tell on camera or not, I think I have a pretty big face. I mean, I want to say it's not giant, but it might be. It's normal on the slightly bigger side. So if you ever feel like I'm overusing products, it's probably because my skin might be feeling dry, and then if I'm using less product, not moisturizing enough, then I mean, what is the point even, right? So basically, the reason why I'm saying this is, please don't shame me for how much moisturizer or serum or whatever I use. I've been doing this for years now, and this is what works for my skin the best. If you want to use lesser product, if you have a smaller face, whatever it might be, it's just skincare. It's okay, relax. So yeah, that is going to be my first step. Like you can see, it pretty much leaves the skin matte, even though it's like a creamy moisturizer, and that is because, again, I started off with a dry face. I didn't have anything underneath, and this moisturizer in itself is also not too heavy, but I think it's definitely because this was my first step and this was my only step, so that's the reason it's leaving this kind of a finish on the skin. Now we're going to move on next with sunscreen, and for sunscreen I'm using the Dermaco 2% Hyalacalamine hydrating sunscreen. Now the reason I'm specifically using this one over like the Deconstruct, which I've showed you in previous skincare routine videos, well, like I told you, my skin is pretty dry, so because of that, if I'm using the Deconstruct, I feel like it will kind of dry out my skin, to be honest. So in this kind of a routine, I would probably use a more hydrating sunscreen, because even right now, even after putting on moisturizer, my skin does feel a little bit dry. So yeah, I think my skin is definitely meant for 3-step routine where I'm having hydrating like serum and, you know, whatever active ingredient it might be. Most serums are hydrating, right? So I think my skin is just used to that, which might be one of the reasons also. But yeah, I definitely need to use a sunscreen that is hydrating, moisturizing, etc. So using 2-finger lengths of this all over my face and neck. So I'm going to show you how this product blends. Again, I might have a shorts already on it, I might not, maybe, but I think I do. Hopefully I do. So yeah, when you first start applying this all over, it does look very white again, and it looks like it's never gonna blend, but it will blend. It's just gonna take some time, and it might be kind of counterproductive. You might be like, oh, you're doing a minimalist routine to save time, and then you're using a sunscreen that's gonna take time to blend. Well, in the mornings when I'm in a hurry, it doesn't actually feel, yeah. See, this looks scary, but it's actually not. Actually not scary at all. I think most people who are like skincare enthusiasts, you might be like, oh, this is nothing. Because we know how skincare works, and it might look crazy initially, but it's gonna blend. And it's going to protect my skin all day, which is the most important thing, of course. But yeah, I was talking about people thinking this is going to be kind of counterproductive because you know, I'm cutting down one step in my routine, but I'm using a product that's taking, say, time to blend or whatever. Well, when I'm doing this in the morning, it doesn't actually feel as time consuming, to be honest. And if you don't want to use the sunscreen for some reason, maybe you want to use a different hydrating sunscreen, I actually do have some other recommendations for that as well. I would probably use the Dermaco 1% hyaluronic acid sunscreen. I could even, I think, use the Fix Derma SPF 55, the white one. I have that also. I think once I use this up, I might actually switch to that and use it to see if it works with this moisturizer or not. the Dermaco hyaluronic acid sunscreen will definitely work. I'm just not as sure about the fixed Derma one because that also kind of dries down matte on the skin, like not in terms of finish, but like the way the product feels. Like this feels more hydrating for sure. Like when I put on just moisturizer, I told you my skin still feels a little dry. Now that I have sunscreen, my skin doesn't feel dry at all. So that's what I'm talking about. And in case you were wondering why I was like dabbing my skin like this towards the end, well, when you're applying sunscreen, you can initially massage the product in, because of course you want an even application, but don't keep rubbing and rubbing and rubbing it, because then you're just swiping it all over your face. Nothing is actually, you know, gonna stick to your skin in a specific spot, and then it's not giving you even coverage and even protection, which is what you want at the end of the day. Like that's why we're all putting sunscreen, is because we want the protection and we want the coverage. So for that, you can like dab the product in, and most sunscreens are formulated in a way where they dry down on the skin. So if you just apply it in the right places, blend it a little bit so that there are no white lines, the rest of the product is just going to, you know, dry down on your skin and give you that even coverage and layer that you want. So yes, that's my 2-step skincare routine, and it's something that I will probably continue to do till I use these moisturizers up. And I was also thinking these would be great to have with me in my travel bag. So whenever I am traveling, it's less product to carry, and I mean, I will continue to use these because they're also close to their expiry, so I will use these 2 containers up, but I might actually repurchase it for travel. But I'm going to continue to use these and see how my experience goes, and of course you will see them in a future empties video, so stay tuned for that. But yes, I just wanted to quickly mention that idea also to anyone, because I don't know, you might be interested. But yes, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Until next time, bye.